Most people think marriages end because of cheating, betrayal, or one huge fight. That's the story everyone understands. But there's a quieter truth that ruins more relationships than anything loud ever could. Most marriages don't collapse in a single night. They die slowly, while both people are still living in the same house. In the beginning, it feels easy. Conversations don't need effort. You talk about dreams. You talk about the future. You feel like you finally found someone who sees you. You promise yourself you'll never become that couple that sits in silence. You laugh at the idea because love feels too strong to ever fade. Then life shows up. Work gets heavier. Money becomes a constant pressure. Responsibilities pile up, bills, schedules, family expectations, exhaustion, and slowly, the relationship stops being the place where you breathe and becomes another place where you perform. The first change is small. You stop sharing the little things. You stop telling each other what you felt during the day. You start saying, "I'm fine," even when you're not. You start saving your real emotions for later, except later never comes. People think arguments are dangerous, but arguments mean people still care enough to explain themselves. Silence is different. Silence is what happens when explaining starts to feel pointless, when being misunderstood feels worse than being quiet, when you'd rather swallow your feelings than risk another disappointment. In many homes, couples sit together every evening. Same couch, same room, different worlds. One scrolls a phone, the other stares at the TV without really watching. No yelling, no drama, just distance. From the outside, it looks peaceful. Friends might say, "At least you're not fighting." They don't understand that silence is often more painful than anger. Anger shows emotion. Silence shows exhaustion. Silence is the sound of someone giving up. And the harsh reality is this: relationships don't break when people are loud. They break when people stop trying to be heard. This is where the real damage starts. Because silence doesn't announce itself. It doesn't knock on the door. It just moves in quietly and becomes normal. You start living like roommates. You share bills and responsibilities, but you stop sharing feelings. You stop asking questions, not because you don't care, but because you're afraid of the answers. You tell yourself it's a phase. You blame stress. You blame work. You blame timing. You say, things will get better when life calms down. But life doesn't calm down. It keeps moving. And if communication is dead, time doesn't heal anything. Time just makes the distance bigger. Weeks turn into months. Months turn into years. And the scariest part is that nothing bad enough happens to force a change. There's no single betrayal you can point to. No headline moment. Just a slow, quiet fading that no one talks about. This is why so many marriages end suddenly. People say, "I never saw it coming," but it was coming the whole time. It was coming with every ignored conversation, every "I'm tired," every "not now." Every time one person tried to talk and the other didn't have the energy to listen. Then one day, the thought appears, "Is this my life forever?" And that thought doesn't arrive with rage. It arrives with sadness, with emptiness, with the feeling of being alone next to the person you promised your life to. Here's another harsh truth. A lot of people don't stay because they're happy. They stay because leaving feels scarier than staying. Fear becomes the strongest bond. Fear of divorce, fear of being judged, fear of splitting a family, fear of starting over, fear of being alone. So they keep living the same day again and again. They become experts at pretending. They smile in public. They post pictures. They show up as a good couple. But inside the house, they're strangers who know each other's routines. And the worst part? Sometimes both people feel the distance, but neither knows how to fix it. Because fixing it would require honesty, and honesty might break what's left. People don't realize that love doesn't survive on memories. Love survives on daily effort, attention, communication. The small moments where you prove to someone they matter. When effort disappears, silence replaces it. And silence slowly destroys connection without making a sound. If you've ever felt invisible in your own relationship, if you've ever felt like you could disappear and no one would notice, listen carefully. You're not weak. You're not broken. You're experiencing something millions of people live with, but are too ashamed to admit. Because society understands loud pain. Loud pain gets sympathy. Quiet pain gets ignored. Quiet pain gets dismissed as normal marriage stuff. But quiet pain is the kind that drains your soul slowly. It makes you doubt yourself. It makes you stop expecting kindness. It makes you accept loneliness as your new normal. The harsh truth is that silence doesn't mean peace. Silence often means the end has already begun. It means two people are still sharing space, but no longer sharing life. It means the relationship is alive on paper, but dead in the heart. And one day, when someone finally says, "I can't do this anymore," it won't be sudden. It won't be random. It will be the final result of years of unspoken feelings, years of swallowed words, years of being present physically but absent emotionally. So if you're watching this and you recognize the quiet distance, don't lie to yourself. Don't wait for time to fix what time cannot fix, because time doesn't repair broken communication. Time only makes people more used to being disconnected. That's the quiet truth about marriage nobody warns you about. Not every relationship ends with a fight. Some end with a silence so deep that even love can't be heard anymore.